Speaking will be or could be your first activity on the day of your exam. If they have sent you an email, it could be at 9 o'clock in the morning, it could be 9:30, 20 past 9 in the morning. Before that, we had a chance or we could request them for a specific date for our speaking, but these days they're deciding it on their own. For the UKVI test, especially for the computer-based or for other computer-based tests, you can have your speaking time according to your will. If you want to have your time, there are like 3 or 4 options that you can have. And apart from this, for general training, academic training, the speaking is same. They'll take exactly 11 to 14 minutes on that. This time could vary, depends upon your response. If your answering is short, don't think that you can answer them in yes and no, and this time could be reduced. No, they keep on asking you why, and then even they can ask you some more questions, additional questions you can say, and this time could go up to 15-16 minutes as well. But these days they are making sure they usually wrap up your speaking in about 11 to 14 minutes time. The IELTS speaking is a one-on-one face-to-face activity. Before the exam, when you'll go there, you will have to show your identity, your CNSC or your passport that you uploaded at the time of your booking for your IELTS exam day. Therefore, they'll take you in one room. There will be a small room, and you will see that there could be a female, there could be a male, there could be a British American, sorry, not American, but there could be an Australian female. Mostly they are the Australian females and even the British people or British nationals. So they can conduct your interview. Make sure you are competent, and before you enter in the room, you can have these formal questions of like what we do. We simply ask the permission. Can I enter in the room? You can have your seat. Before that, you can have some informal questions. The time is not started here. Before that, before the start of your time, you can ask some informal questions. Okay. What's your name? Okay. I'm Aisha. I'm Ahmad, and I'm from Haripur. So you can have one or two or few informal questions before that speaking. And once the speaking starts, the examiner will let you know about that now your speaking is going to be started. So are you ready for it? Any hesitation? No. Should we start? Okay. So they can use different devices when it comes on recording. Before that, they were using simple tape recorders. They were using the cassettes in old times. But now these days, they can record your interview on mobile as well as on other recording devices. This is just to make sure that you have got recorded, and later on if you have any complaint about the band that you have awarded, so you can simply challenge their decision, and they could use your speaking recording to make sure that you have that they've made any mistake in that, or even that they have justified that. So this speaking is 16 to 18 minutes for A1 test, and it's up to 22 minutes for the B1 level. That is for life skills. So this time is, so this is the test that where you will have only 2 skills, listening and speaking. It takes about 80 minutes and 22 minutes for your B1 level test. Okay, how we can improve our speaking? By speaking more. So when you speak more and on and on and on, then you can improve your speaking. If somebody is listening and keeps on listening, it means that he will improve his or her listening, not the speaking. Okay. So If you have any of your sibling that you think that you can speak, your parents, any of your friend, so if you have any opportunity to speak, you can speak, and you can choose different topics and the list of topics especially that I gave you, and you can set yourself a goal like 3 or 4 topics a day. It means that you can cover up about 120 topics in a month or so, like that. Okay, so you can, if you just keep on speaking, you will think that the more you speak, the better your speaking will be. Okay, and the more it will be easier for you, and especially speaking on different topics makes it much more easier for you on the day of your exam. If you have only practiced 1 or 2 speaking tests, if you have not have had a lot of practice in the past, so you will obviously struggle over there. Okay. So mainly in speaking, there are 3 parts. The 3 parts in speaking. This time could be divided into these 3 parts. They usually take about 4 to 5 minutes in part one. Part one is basically to cool you down, to settle you down. Sometimes students, they come and they are hesitant, they are not confident. So they simply ask you basic questions. What's your name? Where are you from? What do you do? Are you studying? Do you study your work? Or talk about your area where you're living in. Talk about your family, your friends, your life dislikes, your outfits that you're wearing, or you mostly wear in your life. So there could be very simple questions. So once you will have these questions, you will just realize, okay, how easy question the part one questions are. Therefore, we can take in part two, but these days they are taking, they're making a lot of changes in this. They sometimes they ask you your name and they just start talking about something else. Like, do you spend money? Do you spend a lot of money, or do you save money? So if you're expecting that they're going to have the basic introduction in your part one, so you could be wrong. They're changing it a lot. In the previous test that we had about few weeks ago, the student that came back and they said they had a different part one, and even they hardly asked the follow-up questions according to the topic that was asked in the part two. Okay. So in part two, usually you are given a speaking topic. Topic could be an expensive day out you had. Talk about month or seasons, the last movie you have seen, the last journey you had. So they can give you a topic in the form of a cue card. On the cue card, you will see the topic is written on top, and down there sometimes they give you hints in the form of 3 or 4 points. Suppose if the topic is about an expensive day out. So when, where, how much did you spend? So there could be questions like this, or there could be some bullet points down there to help you out to make some, to relate some ideas on that. But sometimes they don't give this. There's only a simple topic. And one more question that could be in your mind: that can I change the topic? So if you are asked about any topic to speak on, you shouldn't say no. If you're saying no, it means that you're sending a negative message. The message is not good. So you have to accept that challenge, and you have to speak on that. So this normally takes about 3, sometimes 4 minutes, because you are given 60 seconds. Examiner says, now you have 60 seconds. This is your topic. Take 60 seconds. Pen down some important points on the piece of paper that you'll have in front of you. So you can make some notes on that. If you're not making notes and you're leaving it on your own speaking skill, that okay, I don't need that. So what if you get stuck? If you get stuck in the way, and what will you do? You will lose your momentum and everything. So it's better, you should have some bullet points. First of all, when you have this topic, try to understand the topic. Try to speak on the topic. Don't add something that is not related with the topic. Okay? Don't leave the main topic. So you will be given 60 seconds to think about to make some points on the piece of paper. Once the 60 seconds will be over, they'll say, now your time's up. You can start speaking. Therefore, you will have to speak. And if you have made some points on the piece of paper and you have started speaking, as you about to finish, about to complete your first point, you can have a simple glance on the next point, and therefore you can keep on rolling it, keep on speaking on the topic by having the glance on the next points. The good thing that you can do, or the better thing you can do, is to make the bullet points. I'll just show you after how you can make your bullet points. So after this, you will have to speak 120 seconds. If you have stopped before, examiner will ask you, not in the louder voice, in a whispering voice, still have time, speak more, keep on speaking, because it's being recorded, and she'll not say it loud. Okay? Or even if it's a male examiner, he'll not say it out loud. So you have to make sure you are speaking not less than 120 seconds. That makes up to 2 minutes. So it's always good when examiner stops you. Please stop, your time's over. That's good. Sometimes they allow you to speak more than 120 seconds in some cases. There comes part 3. In part 3, they usually ask the questions related to the topic you have been asked in part 2. If the topic was about a movie in part 2, you could be asked, do you often watch movies? What types of movies do you like? Do you like watching movies at your home, in the cinema, or at your mobile, or how do you like to watch the movies? Do you like to watch movies alone, with your family, with your friends? How do you prefer watching these movies? So you can therefore come up with those answers. This even continues the rest of the time, is like could be about 6 minutes or could be 7 minutes. So this will be over.